you that the Vulcan blockchain was going to be fire. But with the latest announcement this morning and the knowledge that we now have about Firestorm, the Vulcan blockchain is literally going to be on fire. So in this video, I'm just going to give you my take on Firestorm, on the announcement this morning, and the three main reasons why I think this is the most bullish news that we have ever had. Let's go! Come on in, my dear friends, but bring your fire extinguishers with you today because we are talking all things Firestorm. But before we do, I will just say this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, just talking about Firestorm, so please do your own research. And also noting today, I have no time. I have got such a packed schedule today, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of the video. So stick around and you'll hear more about what I've got planned coming up next week. Anyway, let's get into this. So a few hours ago, in the middle of the night for me, so I didn't see it immediately anyway, the team dropped the latest news that we have been waiting for. We've been tickled and tantalized with hints of what was coming, and now we have it. So without further ado, I'm going to dive into the Medium announcement. I will put a link below. I'm not going to read it word for word. I'm just going to pick out some of the highlights and then give you my thoughts on it. So let's go. So the headline is the Vulcan Firestorm vaporizing supply with flames. So let's just jump to, so what is the Firestorm? Simply put, the Vulcan Firestorm is the vaporization of Vul coins from the fire pit to reduce total supply. Originally, the coins in the fire pit were going to live there forever, continuing to rebase. This meant that the fire pit supply would be counted in the total supply. By creating a Firestorm event within the underlying core Vulcan blockchain protocol and utilizing the newest Ethereum upgrade EIP 1559, will create the automatic burning of Vul coins from the fire pit, completely removing these coins from the circulating supply and total supply permanently by way of vaporization. And then if we continue down, when is the Vulcan Firestorm and how often does it occur? The Firestorm event is triggered every 3 months. Much like the Bitcoin halving, which happens every 4 years, the Vulcan Firestorm will also act in a similar fashion by reducing total supply of Vul coins through use of the Firestorm auto-deflationary metric. So what on earth does all of that mean? Not only for the blockchain and for Vulcan the coin, but also for us as individual investors. Well, here are my 3 little points. Let's get to them. So the first point I want to focus on is potential price action. We know that the rarity or the supply of any coin or token is directly and ultimately linked to the price of that token or coin. So it follows that if we are removing Vulcan coins from the total supply and doing it in this major, incredible way, that should, in theory, have a resulting action on the price in terms of making the coin rarer, and then it should push the price up. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit I am not an expert, I'm not a developer, but we do fortunately have people in our Discord that are. And what I want to do is just very quickly quote one of them. It's Nacho's Money, who's now known as Surak Nachos. And he said, almost straight away, he said this: the first 90-day vaporize will erase 72% of the total supply on fire pit supply, making Vulcan 2.7 times more rare. And we know that anything that is rare is more valuable. So ultimately, This is a mechanism that is going to push up the price. It's going to eradicate, vaporize Vulcan coin from the total supply. We're told in the article it's not going to affect the circulating supply, but the overall total supply. So that is telling me that this major event that is going to happen 4 times every year is going to affect the price. And potentially, I always say potentially obviously in a positive manner. So that's the first point. So the second point is about the longevity of the blockchain, or more accurately maybe, the longevity of the rebasing that we will receive from holding Vulcan. So we know that the rebasing of 44% APR will be available to us until we reach max supply. What this announcement today is going to do is lengthen that time. And why is that? Well, that's because the Firepit, even though it's a dead wallet, will still rebase Vulcan within it. And don't forget, 3% of every transaction will be going directly to the Firepit to be burnt, but that will still be rebasing. We know the Firepit is starting at 83% of total supply. It's massive. The amount of Vulcan that will be collected in that Firepit is going to be immense, but it's still rebasing. And so this major event 4 times a year will reset the Firepit. It will vaporize a huge proportion of that Firepit, taking it back every time to holding 51%. But what that will mean is that the potential of those Vulcan coins within the Firepit, the future potential of rebasing, is going to be taken away. So we are not going to reach the max supply as quickly. So the blockchain will have a longer time, a longer lifespan, and we as investors, as long-term investors, will have also a longer time to benefit from those rebases within Vulcan. Amazing. And the third point, I guess, is really, I think, a marketing point, but it's really about the story that we can tell about this new mechanism. Even the language that's being used, you know, Firestorm, powerful, vaporization, it just catches your attention. And you know, it's been likened to the Bitcoin halving, which is legendary, of course, and is kind of almost like the central core to all of crypto, the legendary Bitcoin halving. Well, now we're going to have the Vulcan Firestorm. And imagine that the FOMO that's going to happen. We know the Firestorm is going to happen every 3 months, 4 times a year. Imagine that the kind of build up to each one. Imagine potential investors trying to get in before the next Firestorm. I just think it's huge. And even, you know, clearly looking at the Medium article, there's even a symbol around this, which tells us it's such a part of that ecosystem. In my last video, I talked about the ecosystem. This is just another element of it, a huge element of the story that we get to tell about Vulcan, of the story that is gonna bring in new investors, of the story that is gonna just change crypto. I truly believe that. And you know, every day at the moment, we're just getting more of that story. It's coming into sight. It's been blurred for a while and it's suddenly coming into clear vision. And what a clear vision this is. Oh my word, I am excited. I'm always excited about Vulcan. When I think I'm the most excited I can be, I get even more excited. Where is it gonna end? I don't know. Whew, okay. I'm gonna leave it here, but before I do, 2 very quick things. First of all, to say, if you've enjoyed this video, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, why not? Then please do consider subscribing. Just hit that subscription button down below, and why don't you give me a little like while you're there? Thank you so much. But yeah, I did promise you I was going to tell you a little bit about my coming week and why I'm in such a rush today. So I have to pack a bag because I'm on my travels again. And of course, I'm going to take you with me, but I'm not going to tell you where I'm going. So we're going to be traveling next week. Well, I'm traveling this weekend, so I've got to pack, but I'll be on my travels next week. I'm going to have somebody with me that you know very well. Apart from the current Mr. Chalk, who of course will be with me because we always travel together, there's a member of the community who's going to be with me. We're going to be together next week in this place that I'm going to. I know it sounds all very secretive. I'm very excited. So I'm going to reveal all, obviously, next week. But also, I'm planning a live stream with the ladies of Vulcan. And that's going to be coming next week. So next week, I'm going to be very busy. And I hope you're going to be there with me. But I need to go now. I have to pack. So I am going to say, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate every single one of you. But I'm going to wish you a farewell. And I'm going to say, as I always do, my dear Vulcans, live long in prosperity. And aren't we going to? But for now, I'm just going to say cheers.
Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.